Hi, my name is Dalton and I work at the University of Utah Writing Center. Today we're going to be talking about MLA and APA formatting. As I cite outside sources in this video, there will be a link that will pop up right here. You can click that for more information. At the Writing Center, I get asked all the time how we use APA and MLA citations, and it's understandable. I mean, both of them are kind of confusing, and sometimes it's hard to understand when you should use one over the other. So I hope to answer in this video why it's important to cite the work of others, the differences between MLA and APA format, and how you can use either of these formats to construct your papers. First, though, a few definitions. MLA style is named after and constructed by an organization known as the Modern Language Association, or MLA. MLA style is generally used for humanities papers. This would include English studies, language and literatures, cultural studies, etc. APA style comes from the American Psychological Association, or APA. Like MLA, APA style papers are used for specific purposes. APA is generally used for business, nursing, and the social sciences. Social sciences include sociology, political science, psychology, anthropology, etc. But why do we use these styles at all? Why can't we just write our essays without having to worry about using a style guide in the first place? As confusing as these styles can be, APA and MLA help us avoid what's known as plagiarizing. Plagiarism, defined under the Academic Misconduct section of the University of Utah Student Code, reads as follows, quote, "The intentional, unacknowledged use or incorporation of any other person's work in or as a basis for one's own work offered for academic consideration or credit or for public presentation." Basically, this means that you're using the work of others and not giving them credit for their work. So in the United States and at the University of Utah, plagiarism can get you in a lot of trouble. As foreboding as this may sound, at the University Writing Center, we're here to make sure that you can express your unique ideas as effectively as possible. Sometimes this might mean that we're appropriating the work of others, but we need to know how to do that effectively and appropriately. According to Purdue OWL, writers use MLA and APA format to, quote, "build credibility by demonstrating accountability to their source material." For the rest of the video, we're going to look at the differences between MLA and APA format, and we're going to talk about how you can use each of them to construct your essays. So this is what the first page of an MLA document looks like. Notice the very specific details of this page. First, the text is double-spaced and in Times New Roman 12-point font. The margins are 1 inch. Pay special attention to the header since this is one of the major differences between MLA and APA. In MLA, the header contains the student's last name and the page number, separated by a space. Both of these should be aligned right, and they should appear on every page. In MLA, it's standard to include on the first page the student writer's name, the professor's title and name, the course attribute, and the date the paper is turned in. Begin the essay with a centered title. Let's look at how, once you've begun working on your MLA-style essay, you can start to include in-text citations for the evidence or research you've chosen for the paper. Depending on the source, the in-text citation will look a little different. For example, if you're citing a book, you would include the names of all the authors, followed by the page number from which you grabbed the idea or quotation. Note that in MLA, commas do not generally go between the names of authors and the page or section numbers. Most other media types will fit this author/page number format, though for a more comprehensive guide, I recommend you visit Purdue OWL's MLA in-text citations webpage or join us at the Writing Center. Finally, MLA will usually end with a works cited page. This page compiles each of the texts you cited in your essay in one place for easy reference. Just as you must include in your works cited every source you've cited, every citation in your works cited must also be included in your essay. Think of your works cited page as an exact reflection of every citation you've made in your paper, just alphabetized and explained in more detail. No more and no less. Since citation rules are usually difficult or confusing, I recommend to most of my clients a few citation generators that do a great job of managing their citations so they don't have to. These references include www.noodletools.com and www.citationmachine.net. They're both easy to use and cover APA, MLA, and Chicago citation styles. Next, let's look at an APA-style document and notice the differences we see here. Like MLA, the text should be double-spaced, Times New Roman, 12-point font. There should also be 1 inch margins. Side note, and I didn't talk about this with the MLA paper, but make sure to check and see what your margins are set at. In some Microsoft Word programs, the default is 1.25 inches, which your professor will notice immediately. Notice a key difference between this APA formatted paper and our last MLA formatted paper. In APA, it's generally required to include a title page unless otherwise specified by your instructor. This is separate from the rest of your document and should include the title of the essay, the student writer's name, and the institutional affiliation. So if you go to the U, for example, this will say University of Utah. Begin your essay on the next page. Now the header is a little tricky in APA. On your title page, the header should begin with the words running head, followed by the title of your paper, up to 50 characters in all caps. This will be centered, whereas your page numbers will be aligned right. On the rest of your document, however, the header should only include the title of your paper with no running head added, and the page number. You can accomplish this running head feature by going to the header and footer options and clicking Different First Page. In APA, citations are a little different than MLA. You'll often list the author or authors, by last name of course, followed by the year, followed by the page number or paragraph number from which you found your evidence. All of this information will be separated by commas. Like in MLA, this is the standard, but not universal rule. Once again, I recommend you check out Purdue OWL's APA in-text citation webpage. Finally, APA will usually end with a references page that looks a little like this. All of your in-text citations will refer to a line of information here. Like in MLA, citations in your document should correspond to your references, and vice versa. Once again, you can use a citation generator like Noodle Tools or Citation Machine for an easier, less tortuous experience. So those are the basics of APA and MLA formatting. So if you were to come into the Writing Center and ask me how to cite or refer to a piece of text or an idea, I would ask you these 4 questions, and I recommend that you ask them to yourself if you ever get stuck. 1. Are you writing in APA or MLA style? 2. What quote or idea do you want to include in your essay? 3. Where do you want that quote or idea to be placed within your essay? 4. Who's the author and where in the author's text did you find that piece of information? Once you've answered these questions, it becomes very simple to cite your text given our new knowledge of APA and MLA formatting. You may have noticed my use of the words generally and usually when describing the rules of MLA and APA formatting. This is because, just like in writing, MLA and APA are complex and they are often fluid and they depend on the context in which you're using these rules. If you have questions about formatting, in-text citations, or your works cited or reference page, please make an appointment for the Writing Center and we can help you out. We would be more than happy to discuss this with you, along with the finer aspects of your paper, including organization, thesis statements, and supporting evidence.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you want to make an appointment at the Writing Center, go ahead and click right up here. If you'd like to watch some more tutorial videos made by the University of Utah Writing Center, right there. Thanks.